Since we introduced the RF absorber system for panel antennas, we have had many requests to develop a solution for cylindrical configurations. What we have developed is flexible for a wide variety of cylinder antennas, ranging from 2 inches or 50 millimeters to over 43 inches or 1100 millimeters. The performance for the cylinder absorber kit is identical to the panel kit and can be configured for the various sizes in the field. It also uses the same absorber pad as the front panel kit, so let's see how this system goes together. The front absorber pad's flexible design allows it to be used for flat panel antennas or with the addition of the adapter clip system for these antennas. There are the top layer, middle layer, and bottom layer cylinder connecting straps. These attach to the front absorber pad to surround the cylinder. This all clips into the spacer and lifting assembly, which has a top spacer, a top web, a fastening patch, and a lifting strap. Then once in place on the cylinder, it is wrapped with the cylinder PIM blanket. If you want to install on a skinny Omni, well, you simply add these triangular spacing pads. Let's put this system together and install it first on the 14-inch cylinder antenna. So we're going to put together our front absorber pads with the adapter clips. All the adapter clips have 3 female receivers. The middle receiver needs to be facing out, and you'll see why in a moment. So we'll just clip this in. The top clip goes into the top, and then, as the name implies, we're going to go ahead and take the bottom clip, again, the middle receiver facing out, and we're going to put it into the bottom of our 2-foot pad. Now we're ready to place this onto our short cylinder. If we need to put this onto a taller cylinder, we would then need another set of absorber pads. You simply replace the bottom clip with the middle clip assembly, and then, of course, add your 3 more pads, and the bottom clip then goes into the bottom of the entire assembly. The spacer and lifting assembly is really designed to make sure that the top of the absorber system is flush with the top of the cylinder. The top spacer and top web go together and are fastened with the top fastening patch. The different clips allow for flexibility with the different size antennas that you're going to have in the field. And then the top handle clips in, which just makes for easier positioning on the antenna. So now we're going to put the spacer lifting assembly onto our absorber system. Happen to know that the second from the top is the right one for this. You don't only have the different clips, but the straps can be adjusted to make sure, again, the idea being that this gets right to the top of our cylinder. So let's see how I did. Not bad. So now we're just about done. So remember I said you needed to make sure that the middle receiving clip was facing out. Now here's why. We're going to attach the cylinder PIM blanket. The cylinder PIM blanket, like our other PIM blankets, but it has a special notch cut out at the top here, and again we'll explain why. We'll just go ahead and clip that in to the top and the bottom. And then we're just going to go ahead and wrap this. So then this Velcro allows us to attach it and make it nice and tight. And then we seal it here, and we can cinch it even tighter to make sure that everything is all snugged up onto our antenna. The last piece to this that we need to make sure of is that these pads are lined up with the main beams of this antenna. So how do we know that? All of these antennas have at least a 0-degree point. That is where the one face is. This one is right here. So I'm going to rotate this a little bit, and that will give us the best performance for the cylinder absorbing system. So what if I want to use this system on a skinnier antenna? Well, that's where these triangle spacers come in. There is no RF quality to this. It's simply an inert spacer foam. So we just put the first one on about midway down to the bottom, and then the next one. Not critical where these things are spaced right now. We'll show you why in a moment. We're going to then make this from a 2 foot to, now we need it for 4 foot. So we'll show you how you make that adjustment. So I've removed the bottom clips from our 2 foot absorber assembly. It's going to be replaced with our middle clips. I want to show you another feature we've built in. We have this centering hole, which allows us to put it onto these skinny Omni antennas. Makes sure everything is pretty much centered in place. Makes life a little bit easier. So let's go ahead and clip this on. And as I said, it doesn't matter where these are, it's just a spacer. After your first set of pads is in place, just slide it up to about the middle of the pad system. And now we're going to go ahead and install our middle clips. So with your top system in place, I can go ahead and individually put the bottom pads in place. I've relocated my bottom clips from here to here, and now I have the middle clips obviously in the middle. That just clips in place. This is a good time to make sure everything is lined up and plumb. This is nice and squared up at top. So now we have fully encased our skinny Omni, and we're ready to put on the cylinder blanket. So for the 4 foot system, we obviously have a 4 foot cylinder blanket. Again, make sure that this cutout is at the top. The reason for it really is when you wrap it, if we didn't have this here, you would have just kind of a sloppy blanket. So we don't want that. Make sure this is up at the top. And we're just going to clip this into this system here. Okay, so let's make sure everything is lined up nicely with the Velcro. And then again, we use these straps to go ahead and cinch everything up nice and tight. Make sure we don't have any RF leakage from our system. So there you have it, our cylinder absorber system, capable of being installed on all sorts of diameters of antennas, various lengths, adjustable in the field, and available to you from ConcealFab.